Hello friends, hope you are well. Welcome to this week's Dirt Report, tech and telco news from around Australia with some international tidbits thrown in amongst some deep dives and information that you may not see on mainstream media because why not, right? Added value. On today's episode we have the TPG Vodafone merger causing a price hike. Telstra apologizes for what this time? NBN HFC get a new lifeline and a cross-border access bill. What does that all mean? Make sure to hit that like button if you did like this video and subscribe to both support us and get notified of every new video. Let's roll the intro. Australia ranks 29th in the world for the #1 spot of cheapest mobile service. We're in fact doing really well in this regard. On the same list, New Zealand is down to the 199th place, USA is 154th, and the UK is 78th. I have linked the details below if you'd like to see the full picture. Overall, I think we're doing really well, but our place is in danger of dropping in rank. This week, the ACCC has done the old "I told you so." The ACCC have said that they expect Australians to fork out more for mobile phone plans as the major players start to pump up their prices. The recent price increase has the ACCC calling blame to the TPG Vodafone merger. From the outset, it seems that Telstra has increased their postpaid plans prices between $5 and $15 per month, then Optus has upped their postpaid price by $6 per month, and Vodafone has gone and done the full Monty and increased their postpaid plans by between $5 and $40 a month. You may have noted the price increases were justified by extra data allowances on your plan, and you might think to yourself, yeah, I'm getting a bit more and hey, I'll pay a bit more. It seems like there's value there. Well, in the recent Internet Activity Report, it looks like the average Australian uses around 15 gigs of mobile data per month, and increasing data doesn't mean they will utilize it at all. You see, back in March 2020, the ACCC had concluded that it did not have any grounds for appealing the TPG and Vodafone merger. For that, it would require the ACCC to establish an error of law by the judge, which they could not. ACCC Chair Rod Sims said, "The ACCC remains disappointed by this outcome, which has closed the door on what we consider was once-in-a-generation chance for increased competition in a highly concentrated mobile telecommunications market. The future state of competition without a merger is uncertain, but we know that competition is lost when incumbents acquire innovative new competitors. Despite this outcome, we will continue to oppose mergers that we believe will substantially lessen competition, because it's our job to protect competition to the benefit of the Australian consumers. My suggestion is check your current plan. If you believe you are paying more than what you actually use, do find another provider. It's time to vote with your wallet." Let me know what you think. Has TPG Vodafone merger made such waves already? Let's chat below. So let's jump into our next story. It's somewhat related to the NBN, but more so to Telstra being Telstra. In a blog post on the Telstra exchange called "Our Responsibility and Commitment to Clarifying Your NBN Speeds" by Sanjay Nayak, he said they are going to do a better job in making sure their customers understand what speeds they will get when they connect to Telstra on the NBN network. He said that the main issue of internet service providers when providing customers with an internet connection that relies on NBN connections is that not all NBN connections to the home are created equal. Connections. With a little jab at the NBN, he added those connections are not all capable of delivering the maximum speed of higher speed NBN plans. This mainly affects fiber to the node, fiber to the building, and fiber to the curb households. A few promises are made amongst the blog posts, things like contacting customers preemptively to tell them their connections will not be able to hit the max speed they are going to be paying for, and providing a base case scenario estimate beforehand to make sure the customer is educated on what choices to make when they choose their plan, which to me could have solved every single problem that the ACCC had brought up a few months ago. Around cancellations, Telstra has promised to do this without any costs, as they realize they have failed to meet the advertising standards and have failed their customers. So going forward, they expect not to have to do that because they will be able to explain to you beforehand, before you sign up, the connection speeds you will be able to get, and that will make them not liable. I personally appreciate honesty. I'm sure a lot of people do, and duping people into higher plans that they cannot even achieve on their line speed, it's pretty much fraud, specifically the act of omitting to mention that they cannot receive the speed that they are signing up onto. Sanjay Nayak, the Global Connectivity and Platform Products Lead, signed off by saying, "We're committed to always delivering the best customer experience that we can, so Aussies can better study, work, and be entertained online at home." Links below for the full blog. Let me know below if you think this will help future customers and or current ones, and let me know your story with Telstra. Always love hearing that. Next up, in a small update, NBN Co has announced it will resume taking new HFC connections from July 26th, 2021. You can now breathe a sigh of relief as your HFC connection has a future. NBN Co has replenished its stock of network termination devices during the pause, and from July 26th will begin connecting new customers, and for those customers who have been waiting the longest of time, they will receive the first available connection appointment. So look out for that. Here's what Brad Whitcomb, Chief Customer Officer, had to say. We are pleased to confirm that we have acquired sufficient stock of HFC modems and resolved a number of issues that have impacted the availability of field technicians, which will enable us to recommence taking new orders to connect premises to the network via HFC technology. We are working hard to complete all pending orders as soon as possible, but given the level of demand for new connections to the NBN network via HFC technology, we expect that it may take some weeks to fulfill all new connection requests. Let me know if you have been waiting for an HFC connection, let me know how long you've been waited, and if you've received any update in the next couple of weeks. Love to hear from you. Let's move on. You may remember a little while back the data sharing agreement between the US and Australia got put into place to combat robocalls. Well, this week we have seen a slew of new laws being passed through and new ones promised to be on the way. I thought I would highlight a few of these. They seem to be interconnected somehow, maybe the future to come. First, we have the Telecommunications Legislation Amendment International Production Order Bill 2020, which has finally cleared both houses of Parliament. So this bill will introduce a regime for Australian agencies to obtain international production orders, IPOs, that require designated communication providers overseas to intercept communications and provide access to stored communications and telecommunications data. The International Production Order scheme is intended to provide a faster alternative to the formal mutual legal assistance process for obtaining access to certain information and data held by overseas providers, and for overseas authorities to access information and data held by Australian providers. This could open a lot of doors. You see, certain agencies will be able to apply for this IPO for the purpose of investigating serious offences, carrying out ASIO functions, and purposes related to control orders. You see, they will be externally authorized and only available in relation to providing in countries with which Australia has bilateral or multilateral agreements on cross-border access to electronic information and communications data. Then we have the ATO, who have just signed a $1.5 million deal with a US-based startup, Tiger Graph, who will utilize their big data platform to help curb tax avoidance and fraud by multinational companies. This platform will help the ATO navigate the large and complex networks of company relationships and basically follow the money. And again, coming back to the previous one, a lot of data sharing of communications of big crime. Is tax fraud a big crime? You be the judge. Then, coming soon, we have the Cloud Act, which will let the US government access data stored overseas for criminal investigations. I know we have always been chummy with the US, but this year it seems a lot of interesting laws are being put into place to streamline these communications between the two countries. Let me know your thoughts below. And on that bombshell, we have to end this episode. Thank you very much for jumping in. Make sure you like this video if you did, and smash the subscribe button to support us. All the above helps to fight against the Google algorithm. Thanks, and I'll catch you all in the next train to Texas. And if that makes no sense, then nothing else does. I'll catch you on another one. Bye!